This is the Emergency Medical Minute, sponsored by Mile High Ambulance.
Do a quick medical minute on seasonal affective disorder. We are moving into the colder and darker season. Every day is getting shorter until December 21st. Seasonal affective disorder is common. It affects millions of people in our country. And basically you get this time of year, when it gets cold, when it gets dark, people start getting symptoms of depression. They have trouble sleeping, they have trouble concentrating, they become lethargic, they lose weight, they overeat. And so it's quite common. And it's even more common in the time of COVID, when we have a pandemic that's compounding everything with social isolation. We have financial stresses and just the uncertainty of Omicron and Delta and lots of patients with COVID coming into the emergency department. So there's a couple things that we can all do to try and fight our own seasonal affective disorder. Number one, maintain a routine. So just, have that. It's hard for us in the emergency department, but try and wake up at the same time, try and get exercise. Physical activity is a huge thing to fight off SAD or seasonal affective disorder. There's light therapy. You can actually buy a light therapy box that mimics daylight hours. If you're getting home and it's dark, you can actually turn this box on and make yourself feel like it's lighter. Find your community. So, whether it's your family, your friends, make sure you're being with people at this time, especially, after shifts or on weekends. Meditation is always something that people say helps with depression. So there's lots of apps out there that you can use to meditate with. Identify a tangible bucket list. So not necessarily taking the trip of your dreams, but something that you've wanted to do that you can accomplish even in the winter, even during the COVID pandemic. And finally, they recommend being nostalgic. So either making a recipe that takes you back to when you were a kid and in the summer, or watching a TV show or a movie that you remember fondly. I can tell you I have a strong recommendation for the Wonder Years. So my kids are now watching the original Wonder Years from the 80s, which I used to watch, and it is one of the greatest shows. There's actually a new Wonder Years out now also, which sort of led us to this, but I highly recommend the Wonder Years, or pick your favorite sitcom that makes you happy. But anything we can do to sort of help ourselves stay healthy from a mental health perspective, especially this time of year, and dealing with COVID. So that's it.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Health One Continental Division, and Swedish Medical Center for their financial contributions to the EMM. Donations from them and listeners like you make it possible for us to fulfill our mission of producing and spreading free medical education to the masses. If you enjoy our show, please consider making a one-time or recurring donation to help cover our operational costs and keep the EMM awesome. Click on the link in our show notes to make a donation. Thank you for listening.